5, 6. The next day, Dora came along with Lucy to my room. Well, I was right that it would be one of two options, and I was right when I thought that the second option made more sense.
こんにちは。
Hi. What's the matter, Dora? Stomachache?
たわけ。
Pish posh. Come on, I'm seriously worried about you.
このコウモリ、昨日からこの調子なのよ。
Meh, I can imagine why.
ルーチェお嬢様が我が輩のいないうちに消えたこともまあグーハラではございました。しかし
Yeah, this is on a different level.
それがなんとユウたちとのデートだったなどとは。このドーラ血圧が一気に300は上がったでござる。
You'd be dead, I think.
しかも
Dora shook in fury.
そこで互いの気持ちを確かめ合ったとか。
Yeah, so they're basically dating now, right? Yeah, we did. I mean, they were engaged before, but that's beside the point.
ええ、あんまりうるさかったから。なんと、なんと恐れていたことがついに現実に。この男の毒牙がお嬢様を。
Hey, who's venomous?
ドーラ、私の愛しい人を悪く言ったら許さないと何度も言っているでしょ。
Dora had simply nodded before, but devolved to silently glaring at me.
ドーラ、なんと言っても私たちはちぎりを交わしているのよ。それを忘れないように。御意。
Dora finally nodded after hearing Lucy's retort.
それでまあ我が輩もゆうべお嬢様から話を伺ったでござる。伺うが聞いて呆れるわよ。こっちの口を開かせるまで部屋の中をずーっとバタついていたのはどこのコウモリかしらね。
Thank God they didn't do anything other than talking.
まああれはこのドーラ一流の健康法というやつでございまして。あんまりバタついたせいで毛もだいぶ抜けて、お前地肌がちょっと透けてきたんじゃない？
He has hair. Is the white just is the white hair? I mean, I guess.
なんと
He's already an inefficient color as it is for a bat, so like, I guess it would make sense. Dora cared about appearances then.
まあそれはともかくとして、お嬢様の話によるとユウたちは何やら力を持っているという。
Dora leered and stared me down with deep suspicion.
どっからどう見てもその辺の人間の小僧っ子にしか見えませんがな。何お父様みたいなこと言ってるのよ。
Well, they're both as clingy, and both as naggy, so, you know, it was gonna be sooner or later.
ご所様はさすがの慧眼にござりまする。何が慧眼よ。私に言わせれば全くの節穴ね。だがしかし吸血鬼の魔眼、ましてお嬢様をもしのぐという力、そんなものは現状片鱗も伺えないのでございましょう。
That's why we're going to search for it.
そうよ。まあ確かにユウたちはルーチェお嬢様がちぎった相手にござりまする。その際お嬢様が幻覚を見たはずもない。しからばユウたちは確かに人間とは一味違う存在なのでございましょうが。あら、珍しく物分かりがいいじゃない。 我が輩としてもそれを願っているのでございます。へえ、
どういう風の吹き回しかしらね。
お嬢様の幼き頃よりお使い申し上げてきましたこのドーラ。はばかりながらお嬢様の性格はよく存じ上げておりまする。こうと決めたらてこでも引かない。であればすんなりことが進んだ方が精神衛生上よろしいですからな。
Yeah, leave it to me. I'm gonna do my best too. What now?
我が輩、まあ個人的にユウたちのことは決して嫌いではありません。しかしこんな小僧っ子がお嬢様をさらっていくのかと思うと、
Come on. You hate me, Dora.
めっそうもない。
Dora didn't exactly plan on bothering us. Lucy and I were now alone in my room. I'm glad we communicated we wanted to be alone so easily. I was worried Dora was going to stick around.
まあドーラも実際邪魔するつもりはないのよ。寂しいものだからああだこうだ言いたいだけで。
I imagined it's similar to the feeling that fathers have for their daughters. But Dora was Lucy's 7 at the end of the day. It was a tad different from father and daughter. And now I had to find some proof that I was indeed different from other humans.
それでユウタ、何か思いついた？
Well, no, you already are different from other humans. You just need to find something that's different enough from other humans that would convince Lucy's dad that you're not human, essentially. Or, not fully human. Sorry, not really.
謝ることはないわよ。ユウタにとっては晴天の霹靂みたいな話で、すぐに案が浮かぶはずもないものね。
Listen, it would be a funny way to explain why he's able to come 4 times in a row in the H scenes. By explaining that it's because he's not human. She was right about that. I'd lived my whole life believing myself to be normal. Now finding something that attested the contrary was difficult. More than difficult. I couldn't even take a shot in the dark.
私の方はちゃんと用意してきたわ。
Huh? What?
これ。
Lucy pulled out a small flask with a liquid in it. What's that? I couldn't even guess what it was. It looked like a gross sludge.
これはね、我が王家伝来の飛躍なの。
What color is it? Elixir? I suddenly had a bad feeling about this.
魔眼の力というのは生まれつき限界が定まっているわ。その限界自体を例えば修行などで伸ばすことはできない。ただあの時私が逃げるしかなかったように最初から限界に達しているわけではないの。
So...
可能性の極限に至るにはやはりそれなりの修行が必要ということよ。
I can see the logic, I guess.
そこでこの飛躍だけど。
Lucy shook it side to side in her hand. I heard a dense swishing sound from inside the flask.
これは修行のテコとなってくれるものなの。要するに1日の修行を3日分のものにしてくれる、そういうもの。
Cool. So it's just steroids. Like protein powder then, I guess. No, not even close. It's supposed to maximize muscle training or something.
ということで、どう
Listen,
ぞ。
the only muscle that Yuta needs to care about is the one he sticks into girls. Never mind. So I have to drink it.
決まってるじゃない。そのためにわざわざあっちへ行って持ってきたのだから。
Oh, I gurgled like a frog, getting squished as I took the flask. So, this has no adverse side effects?
平気でしょ。吸血鬼と人間で食性にほとんど違いはないのだし。
No, just like steroids, alright? You get the roid gut and you get a small penis. I don't know if that's true, but, you know, I suppose they don't.
安心して言うた。私があなたに毒になるようなものを飲ませると思う？
No, I don't. Okay, bottoms up. I popped out the cork. I peered into the opening, but there wasn't much of a scent drifting out. I chugged it all in one gulp. Bitter. Well, if that's the worst if that's the worst it tastes, then I managed to choke it down and not throw up. My stomach felt normal, so I sighed in relief.
さて、これで準備は整ったわね。早速外に出て
Oops.
修行をやってみましょう。
What kind of training?
それは歩きながら説明するわ。昨日も言ったように、私はユータを吸血鬼に近い存在だと睨んでいるわ。例えばハーフとか。
Oops. Half vampire. I'd say like quarter if one of his grandparents is a vampire.
昨日も言ったように、私はユータを吸血鬼に近い存在だと睨んでいるわ。例えばそうね。
Half vampire. I tilted my head and Lucy leaned in like a light bulb. Wait. And Lucy leaned in like a light bulb went on inside her head.
決してありえない話ではないでしょ。だって私たちのことを考えれば。
Sure. What does that mean? Yeah. Well, yeah.
ユータは子供は何人欲しい？
I've never thought about it.
私もだわ。
Lucy laughed nervously. But my parents are just your average run-of-the-mill humans.
まあ例えばの話よ。あるいは先祖とか世代を置いて特徴が現れるということもなくはないでしょ。
I meet my grandparents regularly, but I have no idea about their parents. I'd heard of atavism before, so it wasn't beyond belief.
とにかく化粧を遠ざけたあの能力、あれは確かに魔眼に近いわ。ということで魔眼だけど、その能力は相手を支配下に置き、意のままに操るというもの。
Right. Lucy scanned the area as if searching for something.
あ、ちょうどいいわね。
Focused on her sights was a stray cat. Meow. She activated her eyes and the cat meandered over toward us. A loud noise seemed to have startled it, despite everything being quiet. It crept closer toward us. That's not... Hunya... Oh. Nya nya. Oh oh.
こんな感じ。
Nya. It stopped gyrating its hips and sat down upright on the ground. It looked up at Lucy as if it had just found its master.
人間と比較して動物はずっと支配下に置きやすいの。ということで、まずは犬猫からやってみましょう。
Oh. Lucy was moving forward with this, despite my confusion. How do I do it?
まあ大事なことは確信よ。
Conviction.
自分こそ 相手よりも上に立っているという確信。それがあってこそ魔眼も効力を発揮するの。
I guess that contributes to Lucy's overconfidence. So is that why her powers wouldn't work on Yuta? But I still don't understand what it really is.
事実、相手を操ることができるという強固な信念。これよ。
She didn't seem to be aware that that it was second nature for her, and her explanation was lacking. I guess it won't matter how much she explains. I just have to try it. Okay. I turned toward the cat.
頑張って。
It's not gonna work. Her voice signaled the end of her eye's effect. The cat got up off the ground and looked around suspiciously. Nah. Yeah, that's what I say. It's on the alert. Not a speck of obedience lingered in its eyes. Even still, I told myself with conviction I'd place it under my control. And the result? Gunya. The cat moaned unpleasantly and took off in the other direction.
まあ、最初からうまくいくはずはないわよ。
Yeah, true.
では、街を散歩しながら、見かけたら試してみましょう。
Okay.
ねえ、ゆうた。
ん？
手、つないで。
Okay. He suddenly spoke to me with a sweet begging voice, and it sent a jolt through my chest. I looked away awkwardly, and took a hand in mine. Just from her body temperature alone, her hand felt cold, but I also felt a small rush of heat after a moment. That heat spread throughout my body.
ゆうたの手は温かいわね。
And yours is a little cold. We chuckled awkwardly at our dumb banter. We smiled and grinned as we shyly looked into each other's eyes. Nothing was really funny, yet pure bliss overcame us in that moment.
こんな風に人と手をつなぐのって初めての経験だけど、悪くないものね。悪くないどころかとてもいい。もちろん相手が誰でもというわけにはいかないでしょうけれど。
Lucy shyly grinned again as she looked at me.
昨日言っていたけど、こんな風にして歩くのがカップルらしい行動なのね。
Yeah.
なるほどね。
Lucy nodded, like she realized it herself.
警棒のことは教えられたけど、こういうことは誰も言ってくれなかったわね。
Conjugating. The meaning behind her words was too vague. I thought she would explain it to me, but she just giggled and said nothing. What does that mean?
やだ。
Huh?
ねえ、言葉の意味よりも、ゆうたこそ私に教えて。
Teach you what?
昨日のデートにしてもそうだけど、私カップルらしい行動ってよくわからないのよ。だからあなたにたくさん教えてほしいわ。
Okay. I couldn't help but interpret it as an erotic invitation. But I was sure couples do more than just that, I think. Well, I'm hardly an expert, so I want to share those experiences with you too. It would be fun if we could treat it as a date, but we couldn't forget today's original goal. We came to the park and I honed in on a single wandering pigeon. Oh, the pigeon has sound effects, but not the cat. Fuck you.
あら、す ごいじゃないユータ。
That's-
寄ってきたわ。
I think that's just a coincidence. At least the cat had a fucking sprite. Technically, it was only like CG, but... No, these pigeons are used to people. Lots of people feed them. Just as I was explaining it to Lucy.
まあつい
Hey, look, there's Lucy's pigeon. I mean... Mina, I mean... That... What?
ゾーラ。
What's wrong with you? You're scaring everyone in the park.
ハトコさんは我が輩の運命の人なのでござる。
You be fucking the pigeons, bro. Who's that? Doesn't sound like a person.
別にその鳩を取って食おうというつもりはないわよ。そんなに気になるならその鳩を連れてどこかに行っていたら。
はあ、しかし餌のパンくずがないとハトコさん言うことを聞いてくれませんので。
Bro, he's parasocial about a pigeon. I don't think they know your name, your first name. I don't even think you have a last one. Dora, that pigeon and you are not destined to be together.
我が輩の青い鳥はどこにいるでござる。
Yeah, but I'm destined to be with my Oshi because I gifted her 10 subs, you know? That's the same vibe. Dora left Pidgeina behind and flew off.
城での駅務から解放されたせいかしら。ドーラもだんだん奇妙な行動をとるようになってきたわね。
Yeah, at least date another bat. The pigeon casually cooed and returned to the pack, seemingly without a thought for Dora. Good luck, Dora. I was rooting for Dora, despite the absurdity of it. Listen. No. Just... No. No, I'm good. You know, it's kind of like... Dora may look like a bat, but he's got intelligence... He's on the level of intelligence of a human. So, you know... Probably some moral there are definitely some moral and ethical problems there if he wants to date a pigeon. We left the park and strolled around, and we saw a dog and talked to its owner. Wow, what a cute dog. Can I pet him? Sure, go ahead. If I was alone, the owner might have taken me for a scoundrel, but Lucy was with me, so it was fine. Bawoo, wow. What? While generously rubbing its back, I took a closer look at the dog's face. I feel like I've seen this dog somewhere before. Oh, back then. Like, it was a woman. The owner... Damn, what a callback. It's been how many episodes? Like 60 something? Wowoo. The dog ignored my stare and looked like he wanted Lucy to pet him. Even without the succubus powers, they might just be this might just be a dirty dog to begin with. Lucy apparently wasn't keen on dogs, so she stood a few steps back. Interesting. We tried a few more times, and before long the sun was setting. We saw no concrete results, and I was letting it demoralize me.
薬の効果は1週間は続くということだから、まずはそれをめどにやってみましょう。
Yeah. Right. Lucy said something similar after the first cat today. It wouldn't be easy at first. I needed to give it my all. Okay, we have school again tomorrow, so let's do this again after class.
そうだ。私たちが晴れて結ばれたこと、みんなに伝えておかないと。
Oh, okay.
ちぎりのことがあるから。
She was right. If we were just friends, taking things to the next level, we wouldn't need to say anything. But since I had pact with the others, we needed to make it clear.
前にも言ったと思うけど、私たちのちぎりは単なる約束以上の効力を持つから、むやみに浮気のような真似に走ると、ユータの身に大変なことが起こるのよね。
Bad things?
うん。
Let's not just grin ominously.
まあ、気をつけていればいいだけのことよ。心身ともに。
Okay. I just thought of something else. I never had the chance, really. But what would have happened to me if I already had a girlfriend when you all came?
うん。
Let's not just look away. Let's not just look away silently.
恋は盲目と言うけれど、本当なのね。
I guess it was good I was never popular. Maybe. Yeah, and whose fault is that? He could have been dating Yuna at the start of the game, but, you know, no riz, no bitches. It was honestly a difficult thing to say, but we managed to announce it to everyone.
寂しいですけれど、ユータさんの選択ですから。
Yeah, this thing is kind of like a toss to the side in every other route. But now it's finally being delved upon more. It's more in depth. Each one of their pacts was lifted. It could only be done by the one who made it originally.
私にした方がずっと良かったのにな。
I'm sure you would have if your route wasn't so shit.
何根拠のないこと言ってるのよ。ほんだ。
祝福はします。祝福はしますが、私たちの前でむやみにベタベタしないでくださいね。
わかったわよ。
おめでとうです。
どうも。
こういう言葉は気が早いかもしれないけど、お幸せにね。
Yuna is screaming in her head. She is crying that she didn't get to him sooner. Thanks. I'm sure everyone had much more they wanted to say. But I appreciated them just congratulating us with a smile. Haha. Oh, what the heck, Dora? Still bent out of shape.
ああ、はとこさん。
Yeah, the truth hurts, doesn't it? That, huh?
5分。このドーラ、お嬢様第一の従者として、ただただお嬢様の幸せを願うばかりでございます。
Don't worry, I'm sure there's plenty of bats in the cave in your world. Not in this one. Bats can't speak.
どうら。
まあ、ユータ氏がお相手としてふさわしいかどうかは依然として懐疑的ですが、信じるしかありませんな。
I thought I had to respect those sincere words. I hadn't exactly proven myself to Dora, but I have lots of time. 5, 7.
ちょっと長い休みを挟んで学校に行くのも久しぶりに感じられるわね。
Don't worry, Yuta. If this route is gonna go the way I think it is, this whole week of effort is going to amount to absolutely nothing.
本当。そういえば、お二人のことは学校の皆さんには言うのですか？
そうね。私としては 別にどっちでもいいけど。
Lucy looked at me as if expecting an answer. I think it might be best to keep it under wraps. I don't want the royal guards getting up in our business again. Yeah, but like, you know, what if it's good practice, right? Your powers require you to feel like you're superior to the person you're trying to control. So like, you know, he you know.
どうしてあの人たちが騒ぐの?
Lucy apparently never grasped what the royal guards really were, other than some annoying guys, because that's all they amount to. That might be the aloofness that came with being raised in a royal household. It would be hard to properly accommodate each person who wanted to meet the princess.
そういえば親衛隊は結局どうなったのかな。最近あんまり見ないけど。
I guess they disbanded. Other than Julie, they showed restraint when pursuing the princesses. Is everything okay on your end, Julie?
ああ、ママが一度あれしてくれて、それからは何か言われることもなくなりました。
Yeah, you know, all the royal guards are after your mum now, and since she's never around at your school, they had no reason to keep going. Whoa, your mum did something? What'd you do?
まあ、そんなようなことです。
Surely her standards wouldn't be so low that she boxes them in their dreams, right? She blushed and shut her mouth tight.
でももし騒ぎになったら、それはそれで一つの機会なのかしらね。
Surely she only resorted to good old-fashioned torture. I mean, what? Lucy explained our current situation to the others.
というわけで、親衛隊が襲いかかってきたら、ユータの能力も開花するかもしれない。
Yeah, see, Lucy's on the same wavelength as I am.
ただ、危なくありませんか?
In what way?
まあ、それもそうね。
She nodded, as if to admit she didn't fancy the idea either. Anyway, I don't think we need to say anything at school. I never hear much about other couples. Well, rumors here and there, I suppose.
そう。じゃあ、そういうことで、学校ではこれまで通り自然に振る舞いましょう。
Yeah. At the very least, I thought I should tell my good friends. I got them together at lunch. The girls told Shibuyan about it soon enough, so I told Ikeda, Kendo, and Adachi. Well, yeah. Make a G all the way anyway. What's with that face? I'm not jealous or anything. Say what you want. As if no girl can compare to these graphics. Can you at least stop playing ROP when someone's talking to you? Probably also shouldn't play it at school. My teachers never taught me that. Your teachers never played ROP. But Ushio, I loved you. Don't announce it to the whole world, to the world. Wait, so we can connect even without words? Yeah, that is absolutely 100% not what I meant. I just felt like I should tell you guys. Don't go blabbing it all over school, you hear? Oh, I know. If people knew I cared about supposed love, I'd lose my credibility as an AKG fan. And who cares if you are or not? Even if I say something, people will think it's a hero in one of my games. I'll never tell, because I could never go on living if you hated me. Don't you have a more, I don't know, normal reason? Lunchtime came to an end after some more nonsensical chit-chat. I met up with everyone on the way back to class. Shibuyan couldn't hold back a smile when she saw me.
話は聞かせてもらったわよ。牛、よかったじゃない。
Thanks.
一番最初はサッカー部の樫山先輩あたりかと睨んだんだけどね。今となっては懐かしい勘違い。
Yeah, I'm not exactly popular.
まあ、今となってはこんな美人な彼女さんがいて、モテるモテないを超越してるでしょ。
そういえばさっき頼姫が言っていたことなのだけど、ちぎりもより集まれば強固な壁になるかもしれないって。
Walled me off.
ユータが女子に縁がなかったのはそのためかもしれないわよ。
I guess that makes sense. He's Wait, yeah, let me read that again. Yeah, I guess. I mean, he did swear himself to 5 other girls, so yeah. Well, in the end, I guess it was for my own protection, considering what Lucy said about cheating. Yeah, Yuna was kind of like the only exception to that, because I guess she also technically made a pact with him, with the pinky promise. We continued our training after class. I would have rather gone out somewhere together, but this was like us taking a stroll.
昼休みめぐみに言われてしまったわ。
Huh?
なんとなくユータを見る目が前と違うと思ったら案の定ですって。
The pact thing is a really easy get out of jail free card, right? It can easily explain away every coincidence in this game, right? Of like, oh, why wasn't Yuta dating anyone before? Oh, it's because of the pact. Why can Yuta coincidentally meet up with one of the girls during the hangout events? Oh, it's because of the pact, right? It's like, okay, bro, we get that you can use the pact as an excuse for why you set up all these coincidences, but like, you know, it's smart move, right? It's like Kameda in Danganronpa V2 in Danganronpa 2. Whenever something goes his way, it's because of his ultimate luck abilities, right? Whoa, girls can be pretty sharp. I say that like people know Danganronpa 2. I mean, people know Danganronpa 2, don't get me wrong. But like, it's not a mainstream game, if you catch my drift.
なんだかくすぐったい感じがしたものよ。
But you know, considering that people play less visual novels, I'm sure that Danganronpa 2 is a gateway to visual novels for some people. A lot of people. Probably also Ace Attorney, which is why those two are the most popular ones. She laughed like she still felt that way.
そういったこと一つとっても学校ってやっぱりいいと思ったわね。
Yeah. My 3 friends too, in their own weird ways, were happy for me. Having someone to be happy for you really did make your day. I'd never really experienced it firsthand. I was obviously cautious of it at school, but once we were off campus, my hand naturally went to hers. When I stared into her eyes, it was like I forgot our original objective. I had to be more careful. We tried to target some dogs and cats, and even a crow gnawing on some garbage. Gar. You mean car? The bird was even less responsive than the dogs or cats. I guess it was expected. We walked home as darkness fell. I failed like yesterday, but we weren't about to let it get us down. My spirits were still as high as ever, but after walking so much, my feet hurt a little. Do your feet hurt? You must be tired.
ええ、少し。でもユータといると特に気にならなかったわ。考えてみればすごいような話よね。私以前はほとんど歩く機会もなかったのに。
Me neither. I guess being a couple makes you forget about your fatigue. I felt that way, but it seemed like Lucy was already pondering something else.
もしかして私が太りやすい体質になったのそのせいじゃないでしょうね。
Aren't you being paranoid?
でも苦労もあったのよ。運動のために城の廊下を走り回ったりして、それでまた教育係は目くじら立てるし。
Exercise is quite beneficial, but you have such a nice body to begin with. I instinctively gave her a once-over as I said that. Okay, hang on. It's unfortunate that this once-over is cutting off her thighs, but you know, maybe if she stood back a bit more. Lucy catching onto me, it lifted her skirt just a few inches. I almost wanted to stop her being out in front of the house.
どう？最高でしょ？
Don't worry, I'm sure Dora was spying on them the whole time and was waiting for this to happen so that he could stop Yuta from seeing instead of stopping Lucy from doing what she's doing. Amazing.
ユータったらお上手だわ。
But I just repeated what you said. Her red cheeks betrayed her genuine reaction. Anyone could easily say those words, but I knew only I could instigate such a feeling. I was becoming increasingly enamored with that part of her.
ああ、そうだ。前からちょっと気になっていたのだけど。
Also, I guess her powers would explain away her air of superiority. Yeah, I guess that's the right word, because her powers only work on people she thinks she's better than, right?
ユータ、夕食はどうしているの？ご両親は遅くまでいないみたいだし。
So it would make sense that she would create a personality that would essentially, it's basically the Himedera personality where everyone's beneath them, except she's not obnoxious about it. Because, well, she did make a pact with a commoner, right? I can't really cook for myself, so I usually eat at the honeydew.
さあ。なら、せっかく特別な関係になったことだし。
Yeah, you can just get Dora to cook for you. A relationship. The word kind of felt like it roused me from a deep slumber.
今度からは私の家で食べたら？
What, can I?
もちろん。
Yeah, there's only tomato-based foods, but, you know... Thanks. I'll definitely take you up on that.
ユータったら本当に嬉しそう。
Well, yeah. I knew Dora's cooking was fantastic, but obviously I'd be happy to dine with Lucy.
それじゃあ、今日は記念に私が作ってあげる。
You can cook, Lucy? Lucy?
さあ、やったことないからわからないけど。
It didn't seem to deter her in the slightest.
まあ大丈夫よきっと。愛情に勝るソースはなし。
You're gonna burn the whole kitchen down, aren't you? Yeah. I was as suspicious as if she told me she could break dance. But if she was gonna make food, I had every reason to be happy. Although a part of me wanted to make a sarcastic remark.
けど、今日はもう買い物に出かける時間もないか。じゃあ、ユータ、明日にでも。今日は甘露亭で済ませて。
Oh, well... Yeah, no problem.
楽しみ？
Yeah, I'm really excited.
ユータったら、お上手。
But I just repeated what you said. Her own excited smile somewhat lessened my concern about her cooking ability. No, that's
どうやったら料理できるようになるか？
that's false confidence. Lucy said she would cook for me, and I'm certainly happy about that. Just worried.
はっは。贅沢な悩みだね。
You got a false sense of security.
しかし、これで常連客が一人減って寂しくなるな。売り上げも減っちゃうし。
I'm sorry.
売り上げの方は冗談だよ。まあ、うちはあくまで和菓子店で、食事の方は付け足しだからね。
I'll still come by sweets just as often. Oh,
ん？
Japanese sweets don't make you gain weight like Western sweets, right?
おお、そりゃあね。油脂成分が少ないから、比較すればずっとヘルシーだな。
Right. It's the fats. It's not the sugars or anything. Lucy'll be happy to hear that.
おう、彼女にももっと来るよう言っておいてよ。
I've always wondered when someone would open up not a bakery, I guess just like a candy store, right? No. Because okay, here's my thought, right? I'm waiting for the day someone opens up a sweets shop, technically, that sells dessert that uses artificial sweeteners instead of sugar, right? So for like the quote unquote healthier option, right? Because it has significantly less calories, but at the same time, not a lot of people understand that artificial sweeteners aren't going to kill you. All right, that's the first problem. All right, it's been demonized so much in the media and everywhere else in the fucking on the internet that it's like it wouldn't make sense profit wise to switch to make desserts that use artificial sweeteners. All right, that'd be more of a gimmick thing. Okay, so maybe I should gift her a cookbook or something, or who knows, maybe it'd be extremely profitable, right? Because guilt-free dessert and whatever.
そうだね。最初はレシピの通りに作るのが無難だろうし、それでも慣れないとなかなかうまくはできないけどね。
I can see that.
しかしまあ、これから作ってもらうことがあるなら、なるべく早めに誤解は解いておいた方がいいよ。
Illusion.
愛情だけでフォローできるのは最初だけ。そのうち意が悲鳴を上げるから。
Don't worry, I'm sure if Lunana was able to cook up, well, the fucking sandwich she made didn't look so good, but it tasted good, I think. I don't think they ate her food. But, I'm sure, Lunana was able to cook, so I'm sure that Lucy will. And that's the first mistake you make. Your expectations will be set too high. 5-8. We headed toward the shopping district once we were off campus. We figured we'd buy ingredients for tonight's meal after concluding training.
どうだったら失礼なこと言っていたわよ。
How so?
果たしてまともな料理ができるかどうか果てしなく心配でござる。ですって。
Listen, he's just being realistic, alright? Well, it's natural to worry, right?
そう？
I mean, you've never held a kitchen knife before, right?
そうだけど。
The conversation screeched to a halt, which meant Lucy wasn't able to let an experience shatter her confidence.
しかもよ、万一の時のために出来合いのものを用意しておくでござるですって。
I mean, like I said yesterday, like I said before, it's literally this is literally the personality she crafted so that her powers would be useful, so that she could use her powers.
あんなコウモリはひまわりの種でも食べていればいいのよ。
Well, not crafted per se. It's not an artificial personality. It's more so one she grew into. If I knew anything about Dora, I'd say there'd be another meal ready in case. That foresight might actually save us. I figured an animal lower on the food chain might be easier, as I stared at a lizard on the street.
どう？
The dog was more fun. At least I could pet him. The sun eventually set and we arrived at the shopping district. Maybe they started marking down deli items around this time. It was bustling. So, what are you thinking about making?
ゆうたは何が食べたい？
Don't make anything complicated, alright? Wait, so you haven't thought about it? Don't just try and laugh your way out of it.
だって何がいいかよくわからなかったのよ。一応昨べ本は読んだのだけど。
Even Lucy couldn't hide the slight guilt she felt. Oh, you have a book?
ええ、こちらに来てすぐの頃ドーラが購入して。眺めているだけでも楽しくて、それでいろいろ目移りして。結局そもそも考えてみると私、ユータの好きなものってよく知らなかったのよね。
Oops.
眺めているだけでも楽しくて、それでいろいろ目移りして。結局決められなかったわ。
I don't have any huge preferences. Anything with meat is fine.
肉類ね。なるほど。
Don't get too fancy. How about you?
私はトマト。あと低カロリーのもの。こんにゃくなんか素敵だわ。
Okay then.
ということで、買い物の時に聞けばいいかと思ったのだけど、何が食べたい？
Let me think. I wonder which option I should pick. Should I pick Lucy 1, Lucy 2, Lucy 3, Lucy 4, Lucy 5? You know, I think I'm more of a Lucy 4 kind of guy, you know? No, this wasn't the time for dirty talk. Something tasty and simplistic. And how about curry? Chicken curry.
わかった。ただこの商店街に香辛料専門店ってあったかしら？
No,
Eh?
I just mean some basic curry blocks. Let's keep it simple tonight.
ふん、そう。
You don't go all fancy. Don't get all fancy, alright? Maybe she didn't carry the way. She agreed easily.
じゃあスーパーというところで買えばいいのね。ドーラの話だとそういうことだけど。
Yeah, let's go. We headed to the store hand in hand. Holding hands, strolling to the supermarket for ingredients. It felt more comfortable with the fact that we were in a relationship with every step. With every step. Maybe because I let my imagination go rampant a minute ago, I'm kind of excited. But we were a real couple, so it was natural. Beyond that obvious development, she was technically already my wife. Husband and wife. It's what they do after all. I felt like I was oversimplifying it. But it's an important aspect of a relationship, right? Not like I had any experience. Well, it would come up soon enough.
暑い？
Huh?
手が汗ばんでいるから。
No reason. Oh, sorry. I hurriedly wiped my hand on my pants.
気にしないで。私も別に気にならない。
Lucy gently stopped my hand and clasped it once more. She slid her fingers between mine. Then she laughed for no reason. That only made my body temperature rise even more. We got everything we needed at the store and started home. Lucy exuded a princess aura just by standing silently. Yet here she was intently choosing food to cook for me. It was kind of a weird mix of excitement and anticipation.
考えてみれば、私自分で買い物をしたのって初めてね。
Since you've been here as well? Lucy nodded.
だってドーラがうるさいから。お嬢様に雑用をやらせるわけには参りませぬ。なんて言って。あっちで暮らしていた頃はなおさらだし、おかげで私、自分ではフォークの揚げおろしもしないような生活を送ってしまったわよ。本当は自分のことは何でも自分でやる方が好きなのだけどね。
I remember her saying similar things before. And Dora gladly refuted her in return. Forgive my assuming, but perhaps for that your servant, the one who will be inconvenienced is you. I can't do a Dora impression. Wagahai, yeah. We have been largely catered to in all logistical manners of your home life. I cannot help but think you will need support. And despite her determination, it wasn't something that could be changed overnight.
だから私、性格として物臭というわけではないのよ。決して。
I know that.
妻としての役目はちゃんと果たすつもりよ。
Yeah.
でも、実際のところ役目って何かしらね。夫の役目、妻の役目。お城では跡継ぎを産むことくらいのことしか教えてもらわなかったし。
If I was self-reliant, this would be something I had to earnestly mull over, but we were still jobless students. Knowing that, trying to demand more of ourselves as husband or wife beyond just our feelings wouldn't go over well. Let's not overthink it. We should just enjoy our time as a couple for now. That's kind of embarrassing to actually say.
それもそうね。
Lucy let go of my hand and wrapped both her arms around my own. It was the first time she had done that. My chest was heating up with affection at the loving gesture.
ちぎりのことはそれとして、恋人として仲を深めていきたいものね。
Yeah. It made me ecstatic feeling her warmth and taking in her beautiful eyes from close up.
じゃあまずは料理ね。私の愛しい人に食べさせるのに私が作らなかったら間の抜けた話だもの。ということでこの後は楽しみにしていて。ドーラの手なんか借りずに私一人で作ってみせるから。
Okay. What confidence as always. Of course, I was excited over what she would make, but I couldn't ignore my doubts.